In today's realm of animation, we see that this genre has increased significantly in popularity. It can now be seen as a contemporary cultural phenomena which crosses over many generations and divides within all aspects of mainstream society. So why are they so popular? American studies have shown that the younger generation appears to rely heavily on pop culture as an emerging symbolic marketplace. If we look at a modern classic like The Simpsons, which was originally created with humour to reach both the adult and the younger audience, the show's humour relies on cultural references that cover a wide spectrum of society. Such references, for example, come from movies, television, music, literature, science and history, and not to forget politics. Whenever possible, the animators put in jokes or sight gags into the show's backgrounds via humorous or incongruous bits of text in signs, newspapers and elsewhere. Unlike The Simpsons, the humour of South Park doesn't restrict itself to basic social scruples. It instead revels in the offensive humour of the 16 to 25-year-old male demographic. Sex jokes, fecal jokes, gay jokes, oriental stereotypes, religious parodies and racial slurs are all fair game. But this is just scratching the surface of a fruitful and deep social commentary that comes out of current events. Just about any issue that holds up as an instance of state excess or market success is portrayed in the show. It is these very references that have created the cultural phenomena contained within animation. The interest of Japanese anime in Europe and the US has also soared in recent years. Anime now gains the same respect and cult following that it has in Japan, and is seen rightly as an intellectually challenging art form. So why the increasing interest? If we look at young people nowadays, we see that they are looking for spiritual references, and from this they seem to look to the rich symbolic sources that we have within the mainstream media. And one of these rich symbolic sources that has been emerging has been that of Japanese anime. The younger generation has been seen to be increasingly rejecting mainstream religions, and the change is characterised by a search for the spiritual, which is now emerging as a replacement to religious practice. Inasmuch as the authoritarian, fear-based influence behind religion has decreased, society's experience of the sacred is still as and becoming increasingly more important in everyday life and the stresses modern day society exerts on the individual. In anime, religious or spiritual aspects are central to the storylines, and the battle between good and evil lives on. All sorts of otherworldly non-human beings appear: monsters, demons, angels, aliens, magical animals and gods from mythologies. On close examination of Japanese culture and mythology, it could be argued that the religious aspect portrayed in anime are cultural manifestations of the integrative spirituality in Japanese everyday religion. Of course, that doesn't mean that anime is a just reflection of this, but that the rediscovering of the sacred can be found in unexpected places, and that meaningful spirituality is recognised as an alternative to religious institutions.
Where all the music that we always kept inside will fill the sky, singing in the sky.